world is full of quiet corners and forgotten stories. Tonight, we step away from the light to examine the shadows. Welcome to Dark Deeds. Settle in, get comfortable, and let's look for the truth together. Have you ever walked down an empty hallway in an office building after hours? Or stood alone in an unfurnished room and felt a sudden, inexplicable chill? A primal instinct whispering that you shouldn't be there? We call these places liminal spaces. Areas of transition, hallways, waiting rooms, empty parking garages. Places meant to be moved through, not stayed in. But what if you couldn't leave? In video games, there is a glitch known as no-clipping. When a player's character accidentally phases through the physical boundaries of the map, they fall into the empty, unprogrammed void beneath the game world. In 2019, an anonymous user on a paranormal image board posed a terrifying question. What if that could happen in real life? What if you leaned against the wrong wall, stepped on the wrong shadow, or slipped in the wrong corner of a room, and simply fell out of reality? Where do you go? You don't fall into an empty void. You fall into the back rooms. Imagine waking up. You are lying face down on a floor. Your first sense to return is smell. It's the overpowering, suffocating stench of old, moist carpet, like a basement that flooded a decade ago and was never properly dried. You open your eyes. You are surrounded by yellow, patterned wallpaper that looks like it belongs in a forgotten 1970s corporate office. And then, the sound hits you. It is the endless, maddening background noise of fluorescent lights. It isn't just a hum. It's an aggressive, vibrating buzz that seems to drill directly into your skull. You stand up. You look down the hallway. It branches off into 3 empty rooms. You walk into one. It branches off into 4 more. You are in an infinite, non-linear maze. Approximately 600 million square miles of randomly segmented, completely empty rooms. Welcome to Level 0. The sheer scale of Level 0 is something the human brain cannot comprehend. If you walk in a straight line for a week, the scenery will never change. Just endless yellow walls, damp carpet, and buzzing lights. There is no day. There is no night. Look at your phone, if it even survived the fall, and you'll see the clock frozen. Time does not function here in any meaningful way. At first, the panic is sharp. You run. You scream for help. Your voice is instantly swallowed by the acoustic deadness of the yellow walls. After a few hours, the sharp panic fades into a dull, heavy dread. The isolation begins to work on your mind. Because in Level 0, the greatest danger isn't starvation, it's madness. The hum of the lights begins to sound like whispers. You start seeing shadows moving in the corners of your eyes. You turn around, absolutely certain, that someone was standing right behind you. But there is nothing, only the yellow walls. But here is the most terrifying truth about the back rooms. You are not alone. The back rooms are populated. We call them entities. In Level 0, you rarely see them, but they see you. If you hear something wandering nearby, freeze. Do not breathe, because whatever it is, I can promise you, it is not human. Perhaps you've heard the heavy, irregular footsteps of a humanoid creature with disheveled hair, crawling on all fours, hunting by scent. Or perhaps you turn a corner, and in the dark shadow of an unlit hallway, you see a smiler. It has no body, only a wide, glowing grin filled with far too many teeth, and 2 glowing white eyes, hovering in the pitch black. If you see a smiler, do not run. Turn off your flashlight. Break eye contact slowly. Step backward. If you run, it will chase you, and it is faster than you. Let's say you survive Level 0. Let's say you walk for days, your mind fraying, your throat burning with thirst. You might find a stairwell, or a doorway that looks just slightly out of place. You step through, hoping to find the outside world. Instead, the yellow wallpaper disappears, replaced by cold concrete. You have entered Level 1, the habitable zone. It looks like a massive, endless warehouse. Concrete floors, exposed pipes, thick fog hanging low to the ground. The lights here flicker constantly. Sometimes, entire sectors plunge into absolute, impenetrable darkness for minutes, or even hours, at a time. When the lights go out in Level 1, you do not move. You press your back against a wall, and you pray. The entities are much more common here. They roam the warehouse floors. When the lights die, they hunt. Survivors, those unlucky few who have banded together in the dark, say. You can hear the screams of new wanderers echoing through the fog when the darkness falls. But Level 1 offers something Level 0 doesn't. Supplies. Crates randomly appear and disappear, filled with completely random items. Sometimes it's a box of rusted car parts. Sometimes it's a box of human hair. But sometimes it's almond water. Almond water is the lifeblood of the backrooms. It tastes sweet, like vanilla and almonds. It keeps you hydrated, but more importantly, it staves off the madness. It keeps the hallucinations at bay. If you find a can of almond water, guard it with your life. But human curiosity, or perhaps sheer desperation, always drives people deeper. Down an elevator shaft, or through a long, dark maintenance tunnel, lies level 2, pipe dreams. If level 0 is madness, and level 1 is a twisted survival game, level 2 is pure hostility. Imagine a series of claustrophobic, narrow maintenance tunnels. The walls are lined with thousands of pipes, carrying thick, black, scalding liquid. The temperature here regularly exceeds 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The air is thick, making it hard to breathe. It is dark, it is loud, and it is swarming with entities. There are facelings, things that look like human beings from a distance, until they turn around and you see completely blank, smooth skin where a face should be. There are skin stealers, towering, pale creatures that wear the skin of their victims to mimic human cries for help, luring you deeper into the boiling tunnels. In level 2, you do not explore. You run. You run until your lungs burn, until the soles of your shoes melt against the grating, until you either find a way out, or you become another permanent resident of the Backrooms. If you manage to push through the boiling dread of level 2, you begin to understand the true, sprawling scale of this nightmare. There are rumors of hundreds, perhaps thousands of levels. Level 3 is an infinite, abandoned electrical station where the hum of machinery is deafening and the air smells heavily of ozone and rusted metal. Level 4 is an empty, dead silent office building, completely devoid of entities, but filled with an atmosphere of such intense paranoia that wanderers frequently turn on each other in the quiet. Then there are places like level 37, the pool rooms. It is a deceptively calm space, an endless, interconnected series of white-tiled rooms filled with lukewarm, glowing water. The architecture is beautiful, but geometrically impossible. There is no buzzing, no humming, just the gentle lap of water against ceramic tiles. But the silence in the pool rooms is heavy. It feels expected. Wanderers who stay too long report an overwhelming sense of being watched from just beneath the surface of the water. A feeling so intense, it drives them back into the more dangerous, darker levels just to escape the unseen eyes. Despite the horrors, humanity is stubborn. Across these impossible floors, wanderers have formed colonies. The largest is known as the Emigitha Major Explorer Group. They are an organization of trapped souls, desperately trying to map the unmappable. They set up outposts in the safer zones, heavily armed and fortified. They trade almond water, salvaged weapons, and information. They try to build societies in the dark, laying down rules and communication networks, leaving symbols carved into the walls to guide new arrivals away from dead ends and entity nests. But for all their mapping, for all their outposts and survival guides, nobody has ever found the exit, because maybe there isn't one. The Backrooms are a glitch, a mistake in the fabric of the universe, like a digital trash bin for reality, collecting the lost, the unlucky, and the forgotten. So, the next time you drop your keys and they seemingly vanish into thin air, the next time you walk into a room and completely forget why you're there, feeling a sudden wave of disorientation, the next time you are alone in a quiet, empty hallway and you hear a footstep that isn't yours, be careful where you step. Look closely at the walls, because reality is thinner than you think, and if you slip, there is nothing waiting for you but the stink of old moist carpet, the madness of mono yellow, and the endless, buzzing hum. Keep your eyes open in the dark. Some secrets are meant to stay buried, but we'll keep digging regardless. If you have your own theories on this case, I'd love to read them in the comments below. Until the next mystery, sleep well, and keep watching the dark.